Hello everybody. Okay, welcome to my Tingler double feature. So let me give you a little bit of a backstory. So I believe it was in October of 2022, Svengoolie showed the 1959 movie The Tingler, and that was my very first William Castle movie. And also, that was the very first prop that I ever made. So this movie is actually very near and dear to my heart because this is what started everything. For some reason, I just felt the need to make a prop. So let me show you my original Tingler prop. Here he is. Here is my Tingler in all of his old glory. So this old guy, I've been sleeping with him under my pillow since 2022, and as you can see, he's seen better days. And he's the reason why I have a YouTube channel and a Facebook page dedicated to all of my props and the video content that I have, making movies that go along with whatever Svengoolie is showing. So I think this guy deserves a little makeover this week. I put together a little video montage of the video and the clips that I have and some photographs back in 2022 of when I originally made my very first Tingler. So that is what you're going to see next. Giving my old Tingler a little bit of a makeover, I also decided to make a brand new and improved Tingler. So this time I plan on using clay foam and armature wire and aluminum foil to make a huge life-size Tingler prop. So I'm really excited to get started on this week because I love this Tingler movie, and I think a life-size, really large Tingler prop will be the perfect addition to my little prop collection. I'm also going to be doing a costume and some other little props to sort of recreate a very iconic scene from the movie. So I absolutely have to portray the part of Martha. So she's the deaf mute. She's the wife of the theater owner who initially is frightened to death so that Vincent Price can extract the Tingler from her spine. So I want to recreate that iconic scene where she wakes up and she's getting scared in the room. So what I plan on doing for my costume is basically just getting a fuzzy bathrobe, and I know that I can fix my hair to look like Martha. And then I want to get a very small miniature bathtub, and I'm going to fill it with fake blood, and then I'm going to use a baby doll arm and paint it bloody red and then put it inside of the bathtub. And if I also have time, I think I'm going to try to make some latex blood that can be inside of my bathroom sink. And I have a couple other ideas that I hopefully will be able to implement, and I'll show you those ideas as I go along and make more videos. But I think I've got my work definitely cut out for me this week. But again, this is one of my favorite movies. I love William Castle, so I'm going to go all out this week and just throw caution to the wind, remake my old Tingler, make a brand new one, make costumes, and just have a whole lot of fun making all kinds of really cool stuff for my Svengoolie Saturday. Hello everybody. Okay, I wanted to make a quick video to show you guys my progress so far on my Tingler Mach 2. So what I did to start, and I didn't really get any video footage, but I will show you in pictures how I started out. So what I did was I started off using packaging paper. I had a lot of this because I get a lot of Amazon deliveries from making all of my props. So I started off with this and some masking tape just to kind of get a start on a shape. And then from there, I went on and used my aluminum foil that I had to make a very late night pit stop to my local. Okay, this is what happens when you get home from work and you want to get started on your project and you realize that you don't have enough aluminum foil. You end up at your local Walgreens at 9 o'clock at night. So I ran in really quick before they were getting ready to close and bought a huge box of aluminum foil. So I'm heading back home now to get started on my new and improved Tingler project. This is what I have so far. I worked on this morning. This is what I have. So this would be like the butt end from what I can tell according to the reference photo. So this will be the butt end, and then this is the head. So what I ended up using for the head, because I noticed in the reference photo, it looks like the head has cut angles on it, almost like a hex nut. So I used a piece of cardboard. What I did was I needed a very thin piece of cardboard. So I cut this into little, marked off little 1/2-inch increments on it and folded it and then put it around the end of the aluminum foil head. And then I've got some armature wire, which will be the tentacles. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. It's pretty big, but it's a prop. And I think it's going to be really fun to actually have like a real life-sized Tingler. So my next step will be to use foam clay around on the whole thing. And I decided to try foam clay from a different company because previously I've been just buying it from Michael's, and I really do like using foam clay, but when it dries I tend to lose a lot of details, and it just doesn't seem like it's the kind of material that I could sand very easily or recarve to get details. So I thought maybe I would just try one from a different company. So I did a little bit of research and I found this. It's from a company called Black Magic. Actually, it's called Black Magic by the Foamery Company. And they make cosplay EVA foam sheets. And then they also make this cosplay foam that you can use to sculpt and make props and cosplay accessories. So obviously I bought a big tub of it. It just got delivered from Amazon, so I'm going to go ahead and try it this time because I want to give it enough time to dry, because I do want to carve a lot of details into it to give it texture, to give that Tingler its texture. Because if you look at the reference photo, I don't know if you can see this or not, but each part of him is in sections, and each section has like indentations, and then there is a lot of texture on the outside of the Tingler. So I'm going to try my best to get some texture. So I'll be able to use my Dremel tool and my wood burning knife to carve in grooves and to sand it up and rough it up a little bit. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that this clay will work pretty well for maintaining a lot of details. So that is the next step, and I'm going to get started because it is Wednesday afternoon and I need to give this prop at least 12 hours or more to properly dry, so then I can start getting some texture on it, and then also time for it to be painted. So that's where I'm at, and I will see you guys soon. Hello everybody. Okay, it's Thursday afternoon and I just got home from work. So I wanted to make a really quick video to show you guys my progress so far on my new and improved Tingler. And I am super excited to show you guys because he looks really good. I'm really happy with his progress so far. So I'm going to see if I can pick him up because he's actually been air drying on top of my plastic quilting cutting board. So let me see if I can pick him up and show you guys my Tingler. He's huge. He's a lot bigger than what I thought he was going to be. But you know what they say, go big or go home, right? So here he is, and I think you guys can probably see all of his little feet. And I started scoring in some of the sections yesterday as I was applying the clay. I did notice that on the packaging it said to let it air dry for about 48 hours. And honestly, I don't have 48 hours to spare to let them dry. So I had my ceiling fan on and I had another little small room fan pointing towards him. He's been drying for about 12 hours. So I'm just going to go for it. And my next step is to use my, like my wood burning tool. Sometimes people call it like a heated knife. And I'm going to use it to score in some more lines and some more wrinkles and put some texture in. I really only need to probably sand just a few areas because the clay is very smooth and it dried beautifully. So I think the areas that I might need to sand are the areas of where his legs, I don't know if you can see this or not, but where his legs join in with the body. I think I might like to try to like sand the edges just to make it look a little bit more smooth. But you know, this is kind of like a B-movie prop, so it doesn't have to be perfect. He's very organic, and you know, each leg is a little bit different, and his tentacles are a little bit wonky. Oh, there's armature wire in the tentacles, so I can actually go ahead and I can bend them and pose them however I want. And then here's his little butt end, but I'm really happy with him. I'm so happy that I decided to make him. Hello everybody. Okay, I wanted to make a super quick progress video and kind of show you a little bit more of what I'm doing to my new and improved Tingler. So I was able to use a variety of grits of sandpaper, and I was able to sand down really well all of the areas where I joined the legs to his body. So when I applied it with the foam clay yesterday, I tried very hard to smooth out all of the edges as best as I could to really thin it out so that there would not be a seam. And there was a small seam that you could see, and I thought I wanted to give it a try to see how well I could sand it down because I didn't let it dry for the full 48 hours. So I started in the back area in an inconspicuous spot just to see how it would work, and it worked really well. So like I said, a variety of grits of sandpaper, just very gently going around each leg where it joins, a little bit underneath and on top. And I'm really happy with how smooth it has become, and I can't see at all really where the legs join the body. So again, I wanted to kind of talk about the foam clay that I ended up using. It's called Black Magic, and it really is very magical by the Foamery, F-O-A-M-O-R-Y, and they have a website, thefoamery.com, and they also have a QR code right on their container that you can scan. It says, scan the QR code to access instruction videos and bonus templates. So this ran about, I think this was about $39 for this huge bucket of clay. It's 900 grams of clay, and I still have probably, I don't know, maybe a fourth of the bucket left after completing this whole Tingler project. So I'm very happy with our product, and I'm definitely going to be using them for all of my future projects. So I'm going to keep working, and I'll see you guys soon. Hello everybody. Okay, it is Friday afternoon and I wanted to make another quick progress video on another prop that I worked on for this week's Tingler movie. So in the scene that I'm recreating, when Martha walks into the bathroom and she sees the bathtub filled with blood, I ordered, like I said, I ordered a doll-sized miniature bathtub. It's got claw feet and it actually has like a little faucet. And I am waiting for my Amazon delivery, but I'm all ready to build that prop. But I wanted to show you what I have so far. So for the fake blood, because I don't really want to ruin the bathtub in case I want to use it again, I was thinking about putting just water in it with some red food coloring or red paint, but that would stain it. So what I'm going to use are these. These are red silky pillowcases. So depending upon the size of the bathtub, I could put some other things in there to sort of build up the inside layers of the bathtub and then lay this on top and, you know, arrange it to make it look like a pool of blood. But I think these are going to work perfectly because they have a nice little shine to them, so it's going to look like shiny blood. And then for the arm, I had to do it. I bought this little girl at a thrift store for $2. I very gently removed her arm and I painted it. So here is the bloody arm, and then I hit it up with a bunch of gloss spray paint to make it look very shiny. And I tried to really paint it very thick, lots of gloppy layers to make it look like the blood is, you know, dripping down the hand. And I think the effect looks pretty good. I know that you really can't see it very well on the camera, but this is going to go in around the red pillowcases. This will be the arm that will be coming out of the bathtub. As promised, I did give my very first Tingler a little makeover. So here he is, freshly made over. So what I ended up doing was I added some armature wire into his little antennae. It was pretty easy because he was already coming apart anyway, so I just cut some lengths of armature wire, inserted them in there, and then I went around everywhere and I hand sewed him, actually twice. I went around 2 times so that he won't come apart anymore. So as you can see, there are no more holes and there is no more stuffing coming out. He's not leaking anymore. And there is one other little thing that I'm going to show you guys. I can't believe I'm going to show you this, but I think it's very clever. And I don't know, I just have to show you guys what I ended up doing. So since he's a Tingler and he was sort of meant to like vibrate or zap people, especially if you went to the movie theaters, because William Castle would rig up some of the chairs in the movie theaters to vibrate or zap people while they were watching the movie. So I also added something here. So I ended up cutting him open a little bit. So it's kind of like he has a C-section incision. And then I added a little bit of cording in here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to loosen this up a little bit. I'm going to show you what I put inside. So you can probably guess already. So inside of my Tingler is a vibrator. So I don't know. I thought it was clever. I think it's a good idea. So I'm going to go ahead and what my idea is to keep it inside, and then I marked a little spot on here of where the buttons are on the vibrator, so he will be all put back together again, and then I will turn him on. It's kind of funny. I'll be turning him on. And then he's going to be able to vibrate, and I think it's really clever. It's kind of funny. It's kind of a pun because he is a Tingler after all. So I'll bet you that nobody has made one like this before. This is probably the first Tingler that actually has like a real vibrator inside. Let me see if I can get it out all the way. I'm kind of struggling with this. Here it is. So anyway, this is my other little addition. I think it was a much needed makeover for my very first Tingler. Hello everybody. Okay, this is probably the final video to wrap up and show all of my props and projects that I made for the Tingler movie. So without further ado, here is my brand new Tingler Mach 2. Here he is. He's huge, and I am so happy the way that he turned out. Look at him. He's so shiny, and all of his little feet, they're so cute. Oh my gosh, I love this. I know it's a little bit bigger than what is actually like portrayed in the movie, but you know, like I said before, go big or go home, right? He's so cool. I'm so happy that I made him, and making him out of foam clay is a brilliant idea because he's very lightweight. And he is somewhat flexible. His little feet are a little bit flexible. I don't want to move them too much because I really don't want one to accidentally break off. But here he is one more time before I package him up and get him ready for my Svengoolie Saturday.